So welcome again to joining us for the community conversation about how to supplement, how to enrich, how to support my children's summer learning. And we just had a brief conversation about just some of the things that you've been seeing. So we already did our introduction and has went through some questions and hearing what you guys are seeing. And to introduce, the Summer Rising program is a New York City's free summer plan for any children in grades K to 12 who wants to participate. And an overview, the Summer Rising will be available throughout the city to every New York student, including students with disabilities. All programs will be run by local school leaders and trusted community-based organizations. So the schools that are right near you probably likely have a Summer Rising program. And Summer Rising programs are full day and an in-person experience. All programs will create a bridge back to school in the fall and give students a peace of mind as they return to work. And the environment will be safe and supportive. Staff members are prepared to respond to children's social and emotional needs. Summer programs will also offer academic support, arts, recreation, and social and emotional support. And lastly, breakfast, lunch, and a snack will be served to each student. I will go more later into depth of what to expect on a typical day as part of the Summer Rising program. So just a little bit of timeline for you all. For people between students between the grades of K to 12, the program runs from July 6th to August 20th, except July 20th. I think that's the day they take off. And the program is Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. And then for between grades 6 to 8, it starts at the same date, but it ends in August 12th instead. And the program is only Monday to Thursday, and it ends at 4 p.m. every day, which is a little earlier. And then for grades 9 to 12, it starts also on July 6th, and it ends also a little bit earlier on August 13th. And the schools will program students with courses and activity within Monday and Friday at hours throughout the day to accommodate your student schedule. And I'll talk a little bit more about high school programs, which I think people here might not really care as much because I don't know if there's any high school children, parents with high school children in this chat, but they run it slightly differently. So that's the dates to keep in note. So it is coming up. So who is eligible to participate in Summer Rising program? All New York City residents who are currently in grades kindergarten to 12 are eligible for this program. And if your student is a New York City resident but does not attend a DOE school, you can still apply, and you should just apply to the program that is in your neighborhood. And the reason why we specify that is because these programs are actually run in DOE school buildings, but it's run in partnership between the DOE teachers and the community organization that usually used to run summer programs. And I can list a few later for you guys to know what programs are or what organizations are running these programs. So this is the eligibility. And I'm going to pass it to Jeannie to, oh, actually, before I move on, one more thing. So I'm going to talk about what to expect. Talking to some of the program managers, they tell us that the program is a full day or some ends later and earlier, but basically it follows this format of in the morning, the DOE teachers will be doing academic enrichment. So they'll be doing like tutoring and academic work. And then they will have lunch, the students will have lunch. And then afterwards, it will be recreational activities that are led by the community-based organizations. Each program may vary slightly differently, and we'll show you a website where you can find out what specific like activities these nonprofits lead or these community-based organization lead. But recreational activities could include and are not limited to story time, STEM projects, food prep courses, physical activities, arts and crafts. Those are kind of basic things that you could expect for the afternoon programming. And the city is really excited to bring many children back full time in a school setting. So there is no really virtual option for this programming, which is, for good or for worse. But that's something y'all should know. And summer program will be operating in hundreds of DOE school buildings, like I mentioned, and it will be supervised, and they hope to create a safe space for them in their neighborhoods. And most students will be able to attend a program in their home building, the school that they might go to. But if not, there are a lot of other options you can apply to. And once again, like all New York City students will have an opportunity to participate in one of the sites in the programs, and they won't really turn away students. Jeannie will talk also later about how some programs have specific requirements, but overall, like your students should be able to find somewhere within the city that they can participate in this summarizing program. Okay, so I'm going to pass it on to Jeannie to.
Okay, thank you, Sylvia.
Oh.
I'm gonna put the link on the chat. So if you would like, you could click on it and then walk through this site with us as well. This is the link. All the information that we have shared previously comes from all these links that we're gonna go into. I just want to bring this link up, which is, I just shared it. So next page. So once you click onto this link, it will come up to this page. All the information that you really need to know about summarizing will be within this page. And I just put an arrow on the top here because it could translate into a lot of different languages that you prefer. And then on the bottom here, you could see program currently available. You could see Brooklyn, Bronx, Manhattan, Queens, Staten Island. You could click on the borough, and then there's a whole list of schools that is participating within this summer as part of the DYCD program for the summer rising. It comes up as a whole list. You could see based on which school that you're interested, and then the contact and what type of program is listed within that school as well. So next page. And then once I just did a Chinese version, Google will translate the whole page for you, depending on what language you choose. So next page. So this is just a different, it's the same website, but it's just like a different screenshot of it. So you could apply directly within all these hyperlinks that's in red, or you could go to the DYCD website directly. So all the information that we have shared previously is listed here. You can see the dates, and then moving down, you can see the high school version of summarizing as well. Next page. So this is a translation part. Okay, next page. So this is a DYCD program application page. Let me just copy the link over, paste it for everyone. I put it on the chat, so you could click on it directly as well. This is a DYCD direct link that you could sign in and apply. Once you click on the link that I just put on the chat, you will come to this page. Then you would want to click on sign in on the top. Once you click on sign in on the top, it will come to the next page. It will ask you to create a login. So you click on the bottom here, right underneath the login, where you see create login. That's where you want to click into and then create your own account. It will be a main email, and then you set up your password, and then you put in your brief information, and then that's how you start your account within the DYCD site. And once you go in there, next page, Sylvia. Once you log in, you created your account. You can see I created my account, so it will see my name here. It says hi Jeannie, so you can see my login. And then this is how I'm gonna search for programs within my neighborhood. I put in 10038, and then I have 20 programs that pops up. within this zip code here. So you could go and search by different locations, how far within the location, and what type of program you want, right? I checked off summarizing program. You could check after school, you could check other educational services, you could check on family support. Depending on these communities, they have extended services that they could provide for you as well. But today's topic is summarizing within the DYCD program. So I just checked summarizing. So that's the basic information about the online process. They also have a paper version application, which Sylvia's going to go through later on. So, the online process, there's going to be, once you decide a program that you want, you add it to your list. You have to click on add it to your list. And then you have to go back to your dashboard on top to apply for it. And that's where the application starts to process. You have to go back to your dashboard, and then you have to click on apply for the programs. And then there's going to be approximately 6 pages of application information that for you to fill in. A lot of those application is a checkbox. It's not question and answer. It's a lot of just fill in your email address, your mailing address, which school is your child attending, what age. They do ask some eligibility criteria, because some of these programs have specific eligibility criteria. So they do ask family household sizes, the income, whether or not that the child needs medical attention. And toward the end of the application, they do ask if you give permission for any medical needs, if the child have any allergies. So there's brief consent form that you have to check in as well. And of course, you get a copy of your application.
Anything else, Jeannie, you want to add before we move on to talking about alternative ways to apply?
I think, does anyone have any question with this process? If no, then we could move forward, and then we could open it up for questions later on.
Sounds good. Yeah, so I'm going to move on. So, oh, I need to delete that little circle. Let's come back. All right. And if you don't see your school listed on the various programs, one thing you can do is fill out the Summer Rising program survey and let Summer Rising know that you would like a program to be offered at the school that's near you. And also they update the sites continuously, so you can check back on every Monday to see if any updates have been made. And for the high school programs, you actually contact the school directly to see if they're offering it, because the schools will do active outreach to their students and letting them know about the Summer Rising program, and you kind of apply through that process instead. So while we highly recommend you to use the online portal, because you can apply to all the schools and all the programs in one place, and it's much easier if you can figure it out. We do understand that the navigating the website and creating an account and doing it in a way that is in, if you're not familiar with English as a language, it could be really difficult. So I'm going to kind of go through some other ways that you could also file for an application for one of these programs. So I'm going to open my computer to this website that Jeannie was just showing you. Everybody see my screen? I know it's loading. So this is the website. Let me pop Catherine out of the language line. I could do that. Sorry, let me stop sharing for a second. Close the language line. Okay, Catherine, I think you're back. And then let me share my screen again. All right, can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
So like Jeannie mentioned, you click on summarizing, and up here you could change it to whatever language that is.
嗱，呢度上面咧，你可以改唔同嘅改變用你嘅語言。
Yes, exactly. You can change
嗱，
it.
呢度有
And
喺個
then
地球嗰度可以選擇你嘅語言。
and then you can click search.
咁咧你就再打一個叫做搜索，跟住咧你就將學校嘅名稱打上去，地址你嘅地郵區號碼。
And then I'm going to do it in English first, and then I'll kind of allow Catherine to go.
嗱，依家咧佢做一個示範俾你點樣申請下。
So I've summarizing clicked, and then you.
首先咧呢個就係 summarizing 呢個 program， 你打咗個 check 先，跟住咧你就將你嘅郵區號碼打出嚟。
And then you can put in the distance.
跟住咧，大概你離呢個學校個郵區號碼有幾多？有幾遠？好似1 mile 0.5 mile，OK。跟住咧，你就點呢個搜索。
And then you click search, and then you see the list.
咁咧嗱，你一撳出嚟咧，佢就有啲學校打咗出嚟㗎啦，就有咁多㗎。如果咧你覺得呢啲學校咧係你可以就 click 全部呢個 add to list 咧呢度咧，你就申請佢，就將佢加入喺你嘅清單裏邊啦。咁你可以讀一讀，你讀一讀佢究竟佢學校咧有啲乜嘢提供啲乜嘢啊？有啲咩要求啊？咁你睇咗佢之後咧，你如果對有興趣嘅話咧，你就 click 一 click 呢個加呢個 list 呢度。
Yeah, exactly. Also, Catherine, you're out of the language line, so we could hear you. So I'm just going to speak a little bit, and then you could interpret right after. That
okay.
way. Yeah, sounds good. Thank you. You're so good at this. So yeah, so we have now a list, and then on all the programs, you can find out their contact information and website. So what we recommend is that, let's say you don't know how to use the website, to call the site's contact or the service provider. Call whichever one that takes you to YMCA, Greater New York, like to the provider. So you should ask if it's.
嗱，呢度咧就有嗰個學校嘅電話啦 ，OK， 嗰個主辦單位嘅電話啦，同埋呢個地方嗰個電話號碼啦。咁你可以直接打電話俾佢哋又得 ，OK。好似佢呢度有你同邊個聯絡啊 ，Michelle Wang 啊，你可以同佢聯絡。咁呢個你就可以通過電話打電話俾佢。
Yeah, exactly. And when you call, a lot of the sites would recommend you to come in. Actually, they make an appointment for you to come in to fill out the application in person, and they would have someone who's like in language who can help assist you.
咁有啲學校咧，佢係要求你親自到佢本身個學校嗰度親自去填寫嗰啲申請表格嘅。
But some sites also just ask you to send them an email of your application. And if they have an email, you can, try to send an email with the application and see if they can receive it that way.
有啲咧就要求你電子寄過去，即係郵件寄過去你嘅申請表格。
And yeah, every site has different information. So I would say the general rule is you can always send the application, which I can send it to Jeannie to distribute to you guys via the email, but just make sure to call them too to make sure that they have received it.
嗱，你點一點咧，每一度咧，你一家佢哋會有好多關於佢哋嗰個提供啲咩服務啊，有啲咩嘢㗎，所以咧啲 program 你可以知道嗰啲，你睇清楚之後咧，你有興趣咧你就加上去。咁有一啲咧，佢會你申請咗之後咧，你最好咧都要打個電話確實一下佢哋有冇申請你嘅表格，有冇收到你嘅申請表格。
And it's also good to look through the details because it tells you if the program offers support in certain other languages, and there's more likely a chance that these program directors or managers speak those languages.
嗱，有一啲咧，佢有唔同嘅語言提供㗎嚇，有廣東話啊、英文啊，咁你哋如果係即係唔識中英文嗰啲，你可以用你自己本身嘅語言同佢聯繫嘅。最緊要你喺度睇一睇佢究竟提供啲 邊一方面嘅服務先。
And I'm just going to show Grace's mom real quick that you could also put it in Mandarin, in Chinese, and then let's see if it works.
嗱呢度咧，佢會展示一次一個中文嘅翻譯 ，OK， 中文版嘅係你睇到呢度啦。咁呢個計劃咧就係、首先 click 一 click 嗰個，嗱呢度有好多關於佢學校嗰啲資訊啊、資料啊，佢有邊一方面嘅，提供邊一方面嘅好多係嘛？嗰、個課程啊好多。Can you start by the academic what is the activity they provided？ 嗱呢度啦，佢會講啊，有啲佢個地方喺邊度啊，喂，屬於邊一個主辦單位啊，同埋佢有啲乜嘢教啊，喂，佢哋嘅宗旨係乜嘢啊？跟住下邊咧就提供語言邊方面嘅支持啊，佢呢度有藝術啊、樂隊啊、文化探索啊等等，呢啲都係佢哋提供呢啲活動俾啲喺成個暑期咧提供呢啲活動俾啲家長嘅。俾啲小朋友嘅，咁你可以慢慢喺度讀咗之後，你覺得有興趣啦，咁你就喺個 at list 嗰度咧，你就點一點佢，就等於你係申請嗰間學校噶啦。
Okay, yeah, and that's pretty much how you could fill it out. And I'll make sure to send the paper application to Jeannie. So if you want it, request it with Hamilton Madison and they can distribute it to you. But one thing though, the application is only in English, so you might have to find someone to assist you through filling it out.
OK， 咁咧佢所有啲申請表格咧都係英文版嚟嘅，或者如果你哋係需要語言方面嘅支持嘅話咧，你可以問好似我哋呢度學校啲家長，你都可以過嚟，我哋可以幫到你去填嘅嚇，填寫表格。
And the last thing I want to go over is I contacted a few programs near Hamilton Madison's few sites, and they gave me some more specific directions on how to reach them. So with university settlements programs, they recommend just sending in the paper application via email to whatever email that's listed by the site. 呢度咧有一啲 program 咧係好近住我哋學校附近嘅，有好似大學社區啊。佢哋有個計劃啊，同埋格南街嗰個又係有個中心啊 ，YMCA Chinatown 喺273號包尼街啊，同埋呢個 APEX 呢個又係青年會啊，佢哋都會，咁你都可以 email 佢同埋打電話俾佢嘅。 And then for CPC, their sites, you could call them and they typically request for in-person application drop-off or application fill out. And if you call after like 2 p.m., they are likely to have a staff that speaks in language.
通常咧，佢哋係要你通知佢之後咧，同埋咧，你將個表格咧就親自遞去嗰度㗎。
And then Grant Street, you can contact them via these two contact information for their two sites. And then for, I think Grace's mom dropped out but came back in.
咁個 DVC 咧，佢就希望係2點至到2點你又就要你親自到嗰度，要將表格放低嘅 ，OK。咁格蘭街咧，你就可以打電話，同埋咧你需要 email 呢個地址叫做。
Yeah, and then for the other two sites, just call and email to find out.
我想問一問，
你講啦。
嗰日我上咗網嚟登記俾阿區啦，但係咧佢個學校咧係咪呢啲係冇得讀 summer 㗎？佢嗰個新學校，如果佢出年讀 BK。
媽咪啊，我哋今日呢個所有講呢個咧叫做夏日升起呢個計劃嚟㗎。咁咧佢呢個通常咧佢係俾暑期班嘅，係7月6號開始。如果按照 Grace 嗰個年紀咧，去到8月應該係去到8月20號嘅，係專門係 for summer 嘅，就係 for 暑期嘅啫。所有申請呢啲係 for 暑期。咁你嗰啲正式翻學校嗰啲公立學校嗰啲咧，你9月咧係9月份就入去嘅。咁呢度呢啲咧係 summer 嘅 ，OK？
係啊，我識啊，嗰日我上咗去呢個 website 度已經登記，但係都冇啊區個之前 個班啊。
我知道，因為點解咧？因為咧佢係由 kindergarten 開始㗎。
哦。
kindergarten 開始 ，OK， 先至。如果你係通常我哋要睇下，你問阿 Jenny， 我哋究竟新聞係點樣嘅情況，佢會答你呢個問題。
好，唔該。
All right. Yeah, so that's it in terms of presentation. So now, if you guys have any questions, please do ask.